Welcome back.
Hey everyone.
Hello. So the moment has arrived. Finally, you guys are meeting my two sisters. I have four sisters total, but this is Fernanda and this is Nirvana. So they are joining me here today from different parts of the world. And we, of course, didn't want them to leave without making a video. So today I'm going to be showing them Rush. Do you guys know anything about Rush? Have you ever heard me talk about Rush or anything?
I've heard you talk about Rush, but I think you've introduced me to Rush.
Okay.
But I'm not sure which songs.
Okay. I think if any songs, they would have been probably off of this album, but it was probably a while ago because before we started the channel, I hadn't listened to Rush in years. And now I'm like deep into them, obviously, because people keep saying now this song. So do you know anything about Rush, or
I don't
it doesn't
think so.
sound...
Like, if I have, it's been like movies that it's been in, or like I've definitely heard like Rush being referenced.
Okay.
But not...
Because Matt said he likes Rush.
But
so...
he doesn't really listen to music. Like when he's in a car, he listens to an audiobook. So
okay.
we don't listen to a lot of his music.
That's cool. Well, let's get started. This is going to be Tom Sawyer. It's basically, if we go, like, we always like to do this. We like to go to the artist and then see their most listened to songs and compare. So, like,
most famous
by a lot. Like, it's the most famous Rush song. And that's why it's a good starting point, because obviously it made it as big as it did because it was appeasable to a lot of people. Rush can be a little bit complex sometimes, and this is very digestible. So I hope you guys like it. If you want to pause, if you want to say something, like, just let me know and we can pause. Normally we try to pause at least once just so the video doesn't get blocked, but let's get started. This is from the album Moving Pictures 1981.
Perfect.
A Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. Though his mind is not for him, don't put him down as arrogant. His reserve a quiet defense, writing out the day's events.
like the beginning a lot. Like
Yeah?
the beginning was like super intense. You know what I mean? And super good. Like I don't remember the sound that it was making, but it was just like really distinguishable. Yeah, and and I like
the keyboard.
Yeah, and I like the piano or the keyboard.
Yeah.
In the middle of the song, or like like a little bit ago. Yeah, and like the different sounds that it's making, like it's not like normal instruments.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
Which I like timing for each like section of the song. Like, the different instruments and stuff. Like how long they like set them up for, and then they switch and how they switch and like
those are both very good points because this was 1981. The keyboards are in full blast.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like that. Like a lot of people, especially after this album. So there's only 3 guys in this band. Can you believe that all of these sounds are coming from 3 people?
Yeah.
So one guy sings and does the bass. His name is Geddy Lee. He's actually right there.
Nice.
So the guy in the blue shirt is Geddy Lee. He sings and does the bass. And then he also does the keyboards with his feet. Okay, he has like a pedal like this, and he does all the keyboard sounds with his feet, most of them. He does have a keyboard that he uses, but when he's playing a bass line, he can't play a bass line and do the keyboard. So he sings keyboards and bass. And then the drummer is Neil Peart. They call him the professor. He writes all the lyrics, and the lyrics are usually really deep. Like a lot of people are going to be mad that we're not reading the lyrics, but I wanted you guys to focus on the music because you guys are a lot about lyrics.
I was paying attention about the lyrics.
You were? Okay.
I wasn't.
It's hard to.
I really wasn't. I was like paying attention to the musical instruments. Like I can only
that's
pay
what I
attention
wanted.
to one thing.
Me
But
too.
it was really good.
I like them both. I like the combination.
Yeah, and Alex Lifeson is the guitar player. So they're all really, really good. And the timing is so the 80s were all about keyboards. A lot of people didn't like it, but it was this new electronic sound, you know, that you noticed. Yeah, and then
I was not expecting that at all.
I know. That's why I knew you'd like it because it's that's why it has so many plays because it reached a lot of people.
Yeah.
And what you said about the timing is interesting too, that you caught that because this is called progressive rock. And the reason why it's progressive is because it doesn't just go like 4/4, you know, they go out of the time signatures is what it's called. So the fact that you recognize that the timing of everything is very special, and that's cool that you got that. So I'm glad you guys like it. I rewound it just a few seconds, but let's go back.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, his mind is not for rent to any god or government. Always hopeful yet discontent. Those changes are permanent. Oh, changes. And what do you say about his company? Is what you say about society. Catch the witness, catch the wit, catch the spirit, catch the spit. The world is love and life are deep. Maybe as his eyes are wide. Exit the warrior, today's done, so he gets high on you. And the energy you trade, he gets right on to the friction of the day.
So now we have a fade out like a good 80s song has.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like the ending should have been a little bit more like intense.
Abrupt. Yeah.
But the beginning was intense.
Yes.
Like, if you play the beginning, like
Yeah, it immediately starts
and
with
they normally don't anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like switched.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's a really good point. I think that some of their songs do end like very intensely, but this one, since it started intense, it kind of faded out.
They needed one.
What do you guys think of Geddy Lee's voice? Like how
I think it was good.
I think it's impressive.
Yeah,
I think it's impressive that he can sing that like high
Mm-hmm.
notes.
A lot of people
and hold them.
Like it sounds like he's screaming, but like it sounds good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's a good scream.
A lot of people thought it was a girl singing when they first heard the band. Did you guys for a second think that, or
Well,
you did?
Yeah, I was like, oh, a girl singing, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it's not a girl.
Yeah,
and then I was like, no.
And he does have long hair there, so. But yeah, I really like his singing too. A lot of people don't like it. So Rush is kind of, a lot of people have like a love or hate relationship and feel very strongly either way. One thing that influences a lot of people to dislike the band is Geddy Lee's voice, which I've never understood because I've always really enjoyed it.
I mean, I can understand that, like, listening to this type of music, if you are like sensitive to that sound, like that high pitched voice, I think it could be bothersome.
Annoying. Yeah, I could see that because that happens to me sometimes with some people's tones of voice. I can hear like, you know, like a flutter. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you guys like this. Would you think you're gonna listen to this again? Like, would you put this on a playlist or something?
Yeah, I definitely would. And I'm like, why didn't Matt, my boyfriend, show me this before? Why?
We need to get on him about that. And that's the fun part, is that he can now show you this.
I know.
And you guys met him. He did a video on the channel. So I had a lot of fun because I heard this song as a little kid. Like, my dad had this Rush album when I was little. Or maybe it was Greatest Hits, because a lot of these songs I had never heard. So it was probably Greatest Hits that he had, and this song was, of course, on there. So that keyboard thing, like, he would do it when I was a little kid, and like, I just have a lot of memories of this. And now Rush means so much more to me because we've gotten a lot of Rush fans, obviously a lot of trivia, but we also have watched a documentary. They have been together since high school. They were high school, like, best friends. That's and they really started cute. In like their basements, and it's just, they have an awesome relationship. And sadly, the drummer passed away a few years ago, so now they're not like together anymore. But a lot of Rush fans, me included, are hoping that they find a drummer that can help them out, at least for a couple.
Or they
tours.
could go on tour like Steely Dan did.
Yeah,
you know I mean, just
exactly.
by himself.
Exactly. Yes, that's very true. But I'm happy you guys liked it. Thank you all so much. If you did like it, consider giving us a like. Thank you all so much for being here, and we all hope to see you in the next one. Bye everyone.